Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again for another comic review, and this time I'm covering some Marvel. So in this Marvel comic review we've got America Chavez, and that is a variant cover. In fact, it's probably one of the ones that I liked compared to the main one. And both of these of Demon Days are also variants. So, to start off, let's make a beginning on America Chavez and my review on it. So, moving on to the variant cover and its rating. Did this variant cover in a way sort of help with the story? In part it actually did, and I really liked it. So I gave this variant cover a 6 out of 10. So time to move into the internal art. Starting with art around the beginning. So this is some art around the beginning, which was really nice. And of course you can see here that the writer is even paying attention as to when this takes place. Thank you very much. It makes my reviewing so much more easier, and also where it takes place. Now for some art towards the middle. As you can see here, we're catching up in the present day and who America Chavez is up against. And yeah, she's not winning this fight. Well, not straight away anyway. It's good to see some risk being shown to her character, and that yes, she does lose from time to time. Now, moving to the art towards the end. Now, as you can see here, it seems to be pretty consistent all the way through. But seeing that I'm both new to storyteller and artist on this story run, I gave it a 6 out of 10. But what about the actual story? Well, in essence, this story covered quite a bit in regards to locations, which is something I enjoy. Jones Beach, New York, Los Angeles, and that was really nice to see as it built up around the world of this character. We also got to see Washington Heights, the cast of course consisting of America Chavez, Spider-Man, Kate Bishop, one of her friends, Ramon. There might not have been any comic references, but you know what, I'm fine with that because it is a new run and being done by a new person. And we also did get a bit of a time difference to indicate some of the flashbacks, and that really helped the story too. To which it addresses that some of the things that we see in the flashbacks happened 13 years in the past, to which we actually meet America Chavez when she's younger. And in it, you also are introduced to her adoptive family and how she grew up with this adoptive family. And there's also, spoiler ahead, that you do get a reunion with that adoptive family in an area that America Chavez encounters in the present, to which it's addressed in the time part of the present. I really liked that. I really enjoyed that. I also wouldn't mind maybe waiting until this comes out in trade paperback. To which I gave the story rating a 6.5 out of 10. I want to point out something else. Of the reviews and comments that I heard from other people in regards to this, they enjoyed this way better than the Gabby Rivera one. And I know a certain channel that sees the Gabby Rivera America Chavez storytelling as He's gold. But he's missing a couple of issues, so hey, who knows? Maybe someone might be able to help him out. And that's Eric Breen. Great channel. Definitely check him out. But he also likes to visit other channels too. So, time to move on to the next comic review. Now to start on Peach Momoko's Demon Days X-Men. My goodness, I was really not expecting that I would enjoy this story. Even though I did personally buy these for the covers, I still had to check out the story. I didn't know how good it was going to be. I didn't know if it was going to be bad. The best way to put it is it's a bit of a blind buy. And sure enough, I was really surprised. So for the covers, these are of course both variant covers. Do they help in a way in regards to the storytelling? You bloody bet. You absolutely bloody bet they do. And it is fantastic. And I gave them both an 8 out of 10. It is fantastic. And I absolutely love it. Now, what about the internal art? Now, starting off with some art around the beginning of the story. Okay, I understand that some people might like it, but there's also a reason why the art is the way it is. And I'll be able to explain that when I get along to covering the story. Personally, I had no problem with it. Why? Because it also worked well with the story. I'll now move to some art towards the middle. And I must say, it was actually pretty consistent as to how this story was done. Now let's move to the end. Now this is the only time where the art does change, but you also see the reason why it changes. And this is why I gave the art a 7 out of 10. I'll now move on to the story and its rating. Again, with this being a bit of a new series through Marvel, I actually quite enjoyed it. And I didn't think I would enjoy it. The cast, how it was actually set up, was... better yet, the story, how it was set up, was a story within a story. And you learn that, especially at the end of this comic, but when the character is reading through this particular story, you can see how their imagination is taking place, especially at the beginning of the story, and how each person that they know or are in essence associated to are being applied to this Japanese story that they're actually reading. Of course, you've got your Hulk version of a Japanese character. You've got your Wolverine version, your Psylocke version of a Japanese character. Very well done, and it's all set in Japan. And the time is even set in ancient Japan. And I really enjoyed it, and I want to get the next issue. I want to see where this is going, and I think this will be a fantastic trade paperback to pick up when it comes out. Plus, it also feels like they're grabbing some elements, especially in regards to manga storytelling, and applying it to this. And I've got no problem with it. I've got no problem if the character in here is female. All I want to say is this. I enjoyed the story. And I mean it. I enjoyed the story, to which I gave the story a 7 out of 10. Thank you so much for this wonderful experience. Well, until then, please don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell for notifications. Until then, let's keep it colourful. And if you've now reached the end of this video, have yourself an awesome day.